Anything you can do, I can do better. Or work out how to screw it up anyway. Now that I've had a chance to play Power Up and gave my opinions on the current state of the game in the last video, it's time for me to, well, get good. I've taken poker seriously in the past and put some fairly sizable chunks of cash into my accounts over the years from tournament wins. Recently, however, I've been playing recreationally, and if I'm honest, my game has suffered for it. If you've been watching my recent videos closely, you might have seen me make some less than stellar plays at the Power Up tables. Well, that stops now. If I'm going to take Power Up seriously, I'm going to need to work out what I did wrong. My key mistake seems to have been overvaluing middling hands. Heads up, second pair can be a monster at a regular poker table. As the old poker adage goes, it's hard to make a pair. At the Power Up tables, players are noticeably either rather limited in their opening hand ranges, or total maniacs. It feels a little like I've been transported back to the golden age of the poker boom. And this is all before I take into consideration the new factor of the power cards. The first thing I need to do is look at the hands I'm going to play compared to the hands I'm going to fold. Now, I've never been a fan of charts, they're too static for my liking. If you want to go that route, there's nothing wrong with it, it's just not for me. I think I'll be looking at the poker side of Power Up like a spinning book. Yes, the game is different, and yes, I'll have to adapt the strategy, but my starting hand should probably be very similar. We don't have any more information to work with as all the power cards are hidden, so it doesn't make much of a difference. My major caveat to that, however, is the power of single aces seems to be reduced, as is top pair or any flop. The Disintegrate power card appears to make it too easy to eliminate the top card on the board, and the options to draw new cards or see what's coming mean hitting low percentage draws becomes easier. Essentially, the maths on the poker side of the game is messed up, and I'm going to have to think through every hand rather than go onto automatic pilot as I tend to do at no limit tables. This has both advantages and disadvantages for me. I've never been a player who slavishly follows a strategy, I've always been willing to adapt to the situation. On the downside, my 20 plus years of playing poker are going to skew my instinctive reactions towards the poker correct answers, and that's likely to be wrong in Power Up. We're still at the stage of Power Up that I can't join a trading site and instantly learn the mathematically perfect plays. And if I'm honest, I prefer it this way. I have an analytical mind, and finding patterns and concepts hidden behind the obvious has always intrigued me. My next step is to play 20 games of Power Up, and then I'm going to go through my recorded session. I'll be looking where I had justification for a play, and where I'd fallen back into old poker habits. I'm also going to use the power cards a little more. In my first session, I defaulted to use them to either protect my hand or to try and get me out of trouble. Once or twice, I did use them to bluff, and it seemed to be quite effective. I want to explore how effective this strategy is over a bigger sample. Now, while 20 games is still a pretty small sample, I think this new attitude will allow me to make more of this learning experience. While I'm never going to forget my poker experience when I'm playing Power Up, I think it's going to need a filter applied to be useful. I'll be back in the new year with my results and thoughts, and hopefully a better idea of the strategy surrounding Power Up. I'll see you then.